It's Anypoint Studio Anatomy. So now you guys are clear, right? Package Explorer is something that shows your package, your project and its files. Canvas is something where you can draw your code or where you can design your application code. Palette is something, this is a place where you can use your components to design your application. And Mule properties is another one, another view. So this is here you can configure your property values of your property, your components, and console, which will show you the execution log, or whenever you are building and deploying the application, it will show you the current progress or messages here. So that is about your Anypoint Studio Anatomy. So setup is done, anatomy is done, and then first application development and testing is also completed. Now you will go and see about how Mule applications are created and what are the Mule flows, Mule configuration files, and Mule flows. So when you see this, this is your Mule application. It looks like this. Every Mule application is a combination of one or more Mule configuration files. So when you create a Java project, each Java project contains .java files. When you create a C project, each C project contains .c files. In the same way, when you create your Mule application, it will have Mule configuration files, and these Mule configuration files will be an XML file. So it will contain XML data inside it, and Mule will read that XML data and process it. So when you develop your code was like this. This is the code you have developed. So in your project, you may have one or more configuration files, but at least you should have one file. That is about your Mule configuration file. In the Mule configuration file, what you will write is, this is called your Mule flow. So the core component of your Mule application is Mule flow. So flow is something like this. So whenever you have a flow, um, your Mule configuration file can have more than one flow as well, but at least you should have one configuration file, and one flow should be exist for any of the applications. If you don't have flow, means you don't have anything in the Mule applications, right? So your Mule application have one flow. So let's recap our example what we did. So from where we are sending this request, from where we send this request, we sent this request from browser, right? So browser is the triggering point, so which is triggering request for us. But in the Mule application, who is catching this trigger? Catching the trigger or catching the request, right? So, and who is printing something in the log? And fourth one is who is returning some message, hello, welcome, some blah blah message to browser. So all these are things done by your event processors. All these four things are done by your event processor. All these four things are arranged in a Mule component called a flow. So all your complete code will be written inside a flow. So when you write a Java class, you will write the Java class inside your when you write a Java application, you will write your Java code in a Java class, right? When you write um, something inside your C, you will write in some functions. So the first building block inside your Mule application is your Mule flow. Your Mule flow will contains a combination of one or more components. So it's combination of one one or more one or more components. So generally generic term is component, but the proper term is event processor. So we will see why it is called as an event processor in the next session. So when you come to a flow is combination of one or more components or event processor. The first component is something like which accepts some data, or this is called source event processor. So triggering point, which catches the triggering point is which is called source event processor. When you don't remember, when you are feeling difficult to remember the names, that fine, leave it. So flow is something like where you will design your application logic. In that, first one should accept the request and the remaining things will process the request. Okay, this is called everything is called a component or event processor, and the first thing is called source event processor, and depending on your components functionality, it will behave. So if I want to print something, I should use a component called logger. If I want to return some data, I will return with the help of the set payload. So what will happen when this entire flow is getting executed? It will check for the latest value of the set payload, and then that latest value will get returned back to the user. So if you override set payload 10 times, the latest value at the 10th set payload, you can use as many as set payloads you want, and then I was configuring two set payloads. So here I am saying another, I am updating this again one more time, saying this time, hi all, welcome. I'll write in capitals to emphasize this. Welcome again to MuleSoft tool. My application is running mode. So once your application is running mode, if you do changes and if you do save it, you don't need to stop and restart it. Your IDE is capable enough to identify the changes of the running application, and then it will, if you observe this, it will build my application and then it will redeploy immediately without your any intervention. So see this guy, last time it was printed this content for us, and then it identifies the changing, it says redeploying, stopping the application and disposing it, and again it was started a freshly a deployment without our intervention. That is nothing but your XXX functionality. Okay, that is one more feature of your IDE. So now my application is ready. Now let me go here and test my application again, and now you will get hello, welcome again to MuleSoft.